And my bitch 3 times, but niggas don't fucking listen, man. Bitch can't even fuck. Use your head for you motherfucking losing, man. Cream King, STL game, man. You know how we rockin', man.
Boy, you smoking on that same shit that got Chris Rock. Drink cocaine with a drum, this bitch sound like Kid Rock. Bet these niggas go and copy this, them niggas Xerox. I could move, we still on his ass, we got him gridlocked. One bitch, I ain't picky. Fuck me till I'm dizzy. My bitch catch another op, she gon' get some new Rickies. R.I.P. my young boy, that shit still got me pissy. My nephew won't even play my ops, he said it sound too kitty. Bitch want me to fuck with her, but she be acting ditzy. He thought it was clean, I'm still serving cut no kizzy. Pull up looking clean as hell, can't forget that blicky. Chop it shoot like Jimmy, I ain't even had no semi. Every beat shit automatic, supercharged like Hemi. Told my little bitch walkie only, she can keep that Henny. Virgo, he got Trump money, gave myself a stimmy. Told my bitch don't want hibachi, she can keep the bennies. Get them chopped like sushi rolls, play them hoes like movie roles. That boy, he got baby money, bankroll like a 2-year-old. This bitch know she fine as hell, came through built like Ruby Rose. 100K times 10, nigga, I'm gon' need a few of those. Partner red, it look like a bottle of some hot sauce. All these sticks, thought that we was finna go to Top Golf. Treat him like a thigh shirt, get that nigga cropped off. He said he gon' touch me, see how ain't shit popped off. LOL, hi, I know folks don't like me. Pussing off these pussy niggas really do excite me. Shawty know I'm rude as hell, but somehow she still like me. She know I ain't pussy and ain't that nigga like me. These fuck niggas in the way, bitches playing in my face. Blow a half ounce of woo, don't forgot the bitch name. They gon' say I'm MIA, I got heat like MIA. She wanna fuck, can't keep it P, I'm finna send her on her way. Goddamn nigga, fuck it, give it up. He ain't caught a dub yet, bitch I know that shit tough. I'm in some big fast shit with a kid and sit up. Niggas think they finna roam around this bitch, good luck. 1000s for the tris, 2K for the walk. I'm finna pour another 4 in this $40 pop. We closing shit just
that shit's fucked up. I need to get a ring light like a mother.
the private shot, got a little baby shot. I'm rolling inside, out the private stock, she like I smoke a lot. This Margiela, this ain't Marnie. I know it's easy to confuse. Get a BOA account, them bitches easy to abuse. I know these bitches pick and choose, that's why Fargo picked a few. Nigga try to pick a fight, I whoop a nigga out his shoes. Yeah, back to the topic, where the business at? Y'all assholes, why the fuck you asking where the switch is at? Just made a bag off this but I can't get into that. Mortal Kombat with the chrome, told my nigga finish that. I heard these niggas try to rob, so I ride around with stick. Man, this shit all in my blood, I was already rich. Before he seen the blitz coming, he was already hit. Before I knew that was your bitch, she was already hit. These fuck niggas in the way, bitches playing in my face. Blow a half ounce of woo, don't forgot the bitch name. They gon' say I'm MIA, I got heat like MIA. She wanna fuck, can't keep it P, I'm finna send her on her way. Goddamn nigga, fuck it, give it up. He ain't caught a dub yet, bitch I know that shit tough. I'm in some big fast shit with a kid and sit up. Niggas think they finna roam around this bitch, good luck.
Sonic.
Welcome in if you're watching. If you're not watching, you'll just have to watch it over with. You can't when you want to be watching live. I'm going to do like one more video and then we're going to start. This is October 19th, Garretts Football show on a Thursday before the Thursday night game. One more song. What are we going to listen to? I guess this one.
You got a couple of shows. Matter of fact, come on. We finna do a one take.
My bitch back, handcuff, no eater. I stuff for hoes in the 2-seater, so you can get sent off. If she bad and I'm paying her rent off.
it came on. I'm gonna start it over. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen a music video to this. Had to make myself smart on the screen. My nigga snap me right now.
Matter of fact,
Let's start that bitch over. Joe Burrow by K Ferg 500. Only a minute and 29 seconds. Damn.
we finna do a one take.
My bitch back handcuff, no eater. I stuff for hoes in the two-seater, so you can get sent off. Cause she bad and I'm paying her rent off. Boxed in, we got the boy fenced off. Money on me, I move like the big dog. Not in Vegas, but I'm getting chips off. I make a bitch move like Luda. We was just down bad eating noodles. I took gang out, yeah, and you cannot hang out. Beat her back, I'm blowing her frame out. I'm in Soho, had to make an appointment. My money go both ways, double jointed. I heard your last tape, disappointed. I hit the strip club, make it stormy. And you had a couple of shows, but I don't do petty performance. I get ratchet to sit up the crib, so when I pop out, the bankroll enormous. All of my hoes gorgeous, all of my niggas pull up in foreigns. I had to make a way for the game, now we touring. Niggas gon' talk a lot, but be boring. I hope my pops happy, I hope my mama proud. By the end of the year, it's rolling loud. Can't hear you, bitch, I'm rolling loud. Told this gang only had to throw 'em out. She got a BBL, her shit poking out. Tactical move, finna smoke 'em out. This side, bitch, I can't smoke you out. Yeah, porn star bitch wanna throw me down. It ain't the morning, but she eating sausage. I'm on the coast, got plugs in Boston. Ball white plug, look like Steve Austin. Still love you, gang, long live Austin. You know for you, I'm still ballin'. Yeah, you put the move in the motion. Yeah, now we got waves like an ocean. Can't get stuck, what's next? All white shoes, gotta watch my step. Do a bitch bad, but I try my best. Good at this shit, I don't try to finesse. Sippin' on Trish, finna put me in turbo. Got bitches good lord this week on my third hoe. I'm making plays in the old Joe Burrow. I be the chillest, but my niggas cutthroat.
All right. Let's get started. Welcome again. Welcome in. This is October 19th at about 7:12 before the Thursday night game between the Jaguars and the Saints. This is Garretts Football Show. Like I always say, I don't like doing big intros, so we're going to get right to it today. Or this evening, I guess I should say. So before we start to the football, we're going to get into a little bit of Anthony Richardson talk tonight. We're going to get into what I think is going to happen in this Thursday night game, happening in the next hour. A little bit of Ravens talk, because I feel like I don't talk about the Ravens at all now that I'm just doing Garrett's Football Show more often. I feel like I had to say something about the Ravens, so we're going to do that a little bit. But before, I want to talk about a few things with shows. With the streams like the last two, I've been doing like bullshit news, which is basically just me talking about whatever I want, and I kind of fuck with that, so we're going to do it today. I'm going to start off with talking about a show that I did on, what's today, Thursday? On Tuesday. The Fall of House Usher. I gave the show, the reason I want to talk about this again is because I want to change my rating, because I started watching it again, and I think I gave it like a 6.5 when I was rating it the other day, and I said I didn't like how it was done. Thinking about it again, and again, if you haven't seen what I said about the Fall of House Usher, kind of what it's about, everything like that, let me see, maybe I'm not even going to make that bigger. You can do what you want. Go look at the Garrett's Football Show from a day ago. At the beginning of that, I talked about what the show is about. You can watch that and come back and then come watch this again, because I'll still be live. But basically, I want to just say I think I'm going to give this show actually a 7.5. Because before, when I was saying I don't like the way it was done, I think all the things that I like about it overshine the fact that the way that they tell the story kind of becomes repetitive after a few episodes. But the things that I like about this is the acting is great, the poetry and the dialogue in it is great. This comes from an Edgar Allan Poe book, and it has a lot of poetic shit in it, a lot of really good monologues. The actors in this show are, first off, they deliver the monologues excellent. But not only that, the way that they're written, and they're kind of making a statement on kind of the world today is, and greed and money and being rich and all that bullshit and billionaire culture. Kind of the way that they explain those things, or these actors give these really well written monologues, that's one of the really good parts of the show. Again, the acting, really good part of the show. What else did I really like about it? The story itself is really good. Again, kind of what it's based off. It's just to say a little bit, it's basically selling your soul, but it's a twist on it that's kind of interesting. The only thing, again, like I said, is just the way that the story's told. It kind of became boring. But on that second watch, there's so much foreshadowing which is what I think is good and bad for the show. Like the foreshadowing, and I don't want to talk about this for too long. The foreshadowing makes it boring to me because I know what's going to happen. But at the same time, on the second watch, I think it makes it rewatchable because I'm going back now and I'm like, damn, okay, I didn't notice that. Oh, damn, okay. Knowing how it ends makes the first couple episodes way harder. So I'm going to give this show a 7, and I would say go back and watch this. And another thing about this that I didn't like is horror shows. And Mike Flanagan, he's done like a lot of like Netflix horror shows, and the best one, well, let me say this, horror shows are supposed to be scary to me, and this show wasn't really scary. It was just kind of not even creepy. It just was like had some scary moments. And when I hear horror from Mike Flanagan, I'm thinking like Hill House, Haunting of Hill House, which is very scary but also really good and great story. So I think that's another thing that made me not like this show as much when I came in and immediately watched it and then gave my review, is that it wasn't as scary as I wanted it to be, and I was comparing it to something that was like one of the scariest shows that has came out since Hill House came out in like 2018. But that's the first thing I want to talk about is, I'm going to give The Fall of Usher a 7.5. I'm giving it a higher rating. And this is another thing with anything that I do. I always have the right to be wrong or to come back and change my opinion on something. So let me say that as well. Like, I can always come back and learn and say I want to do better. Shit, my bad. Fight the screen up. All right, next story. We've been talking about, I talk about shows for a lot. I get into that. The next thing we're going to get into before we start the football, what you guys are here for, what you all are all here for. The Boys spinoff Gen V has been renewed for season 2. First off, I just want to say this show, I knew this was going to be renewed for a second season, first off, because it's great. It completely lives up to what The Boys is, and I just want to say a couple things about this show with it being renewed. I love how it's just like The Boys. It's really how a bunch of college, like a college full of superheroes would be, where there's fucked up shit, where just all the way that college can be. It is pretty active in that way. I love how much they stick to how gory and gruesome the show is. Like, even from this picture here, like, even just knowing like what that is from is insane. It's awesome. Like, awesome because shows don't do that, and awesome because it's unexpected, in the way that they do it is just in like the craziest moments. Like, especially with how Gen V is, even some ways more than The Boys. It's so much unexpected and weird shit, which is where that's why I was like, Hill House, I could see, or not Hill House, Fall of Usher, I could know what was going to happen. With this, I definitely didn't know I still continue to not know what's going to happen as it happens. Each week is some fried shit. So that's just a great show across the board. And the last thing I want to say with this is, this shows good TV, the method of putting it out week by week. Because something, again, just not to compare them, because this is just a great show all around. Something like The Fall of Usher, that's something where I feel like you have to put it all out at once, because I'm not waiting week by week for 8 or however many weeks. I think it was 8 episodes for 8 weeks. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm gonna wait for it all to come out and binge it. This, I watched the 3, like Amazon Prime does their little 3 episodes immediately, then they do it week by week. I watched the 3 immediately, like 4 days after they came out, and then I've watched it week by week because it's that good. Like Game of Thrones, House of Dragons, The Boys when it's out, Invincible when it comes out. Like, certain shows, good TV, good writing, you're able to put it out week by week because it's so good, people are going to keep watching. But B, I think it makes the show watching experience so much better, as opposed to just like binge watching something, because it is nicer to just have that week every week, and you talk with your friends about it, and you gossip, and you think what's going to happen and shit like that. Like, it makes the show so much better. So I feel like just waiting week by week, depending on the show, that shit works. But on different shows like Fall of House Usher, it doesn't work. But I was talking to someone about this. Generation V, I don't feel like it would be good to release this show all at once, because of how good it is, and because of how good that community is of watching a show week by week and talking to people about it. I don't know. I'm talking about this longer than I want. But that's my bullshit news. Let's get right into the football. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is going into Anthony Richardson. And I've talked about this 2 times, and I didn't think I would have to, but I've been seeing like tweets and like talk on Twitter that's interesting to me. So there's a couple of conversations with, now, if you haven't heard, Anthony Richardson is hurt for the rest of the season. Hurt his shoulder, throwing shoulder. He's just going to get season-ending surgery. You see it right here, so he's going to be out for the rest of the season. And I thought this was going to be one of those things where people are going to be like, okay, Anthony Richardson, like, okay, he needs to be out for a little bit, or he needs to be out for the season. He looked great, played way better than expected. Let's just give him some time. Like, who cares? We're going to just go in with Minshew, and it's not going to be a lot about it. But I've been seeing, like, a couple of different, like, things. First off, the conversation of, is Anthony Richardson like that hurt, and was he able, if he really wanted to, if his heart was really in it, to play the rest of that season? So first I'm going to address that. How hurt is Anthony Richardson really? And did the Colts basically just say, okay, we lost to the Jaguars, we're not going to get to the playoffs because of that, so let's just get him out of here? No. No. First off, just right off the bat, that's of course not. And I think that, like, conversation of, like, either way, even with the loss to the Jags, first off, we still can get to the playoffs with Gardner Minshew. I already talked about, basically, it's going to be how good can the offensive line protect him, and if he has offensive line problems, how good is Gardner Minshew going to be at not tweaking out and making mistakes? Okay, but Gardner Minshew is probably still the best backup quarterback in the league. We still have the opportunity to get to the playoffs with him. I want to look at, like, I'm going to just pull this up while I'm talking, like, where we stand in the division, but we still can't be we can't be far back from first. We probably are second. The Texans beat the Jags. Like, we're still in it. So I don't even think that makes too much of a difference. If we were going to get to like, if it was this thing of, like, we want to get to the playoffs and that's important, like, even if Anthony like, it doesn't fall on that game, and it doesn't fall on whether or not Anthony Richardson is able to play. I think he's actually hurt, and I think even in the article I pulled up, it's saying they got multiple statements where he was talked to multiple doctors, and they said he should not play for the rest of the year. So if you're thinking, like, something is happening where the Colts are keeping Anthony Richardson out, or, like, he doesn't want to play or anything like that, no. That's, first off, throw that out of the window. The second thing I want to talk about is, with the Anthony Richardson injury, is how this will negatively affect his development as a rookie quarterback, which is another thing that I didn't think people were going to say. Because if you watch the Colts games, you know that Anthony Richardson, is worth the fourth or whatever pick we took him at. He is the second best looking rookie that we've seen from that, just what he showed. But he also has questionable decision-making skills, and he needs to learn how to sometimes know when you need to slide and get out or not take a hit, or when you do use that athleticism and you actually go ram somebody paws and you go get those extra yards. There's a time for both. And even on the injury, I keep saying this because it's what happened. I'm going to continue to keep saying this. Even on the injury where Richardson got hurt, it's one of those things where you can tell he's thinking, I'm athletic and bigger than everyone on the field, or a lot of people. He plants and tries to get a couple extra yards when he should just be going out of bounds. That's a decision-making thing where it's like, okay, it's fine. You're a rookie. You know how he's going to learn how to get better about decision-making skills? Being under a veteran, Gardner Minshew, who's okay. He's not great, but he's going to teach him. Being under Shane Steichen, who we all know not we all know, but we all saw what he's done with Jalen Hurts and how he was able to help him. And we've seen what he's done the first couple of weeks. He's able to he knows how to call an offense. He's creative. He does different things depending on who's the quarterback between our two, which shows me that he's not a moron. Like, the best way for Richardson to get better decision-making skills is maybe taking the time to have an injury and go through the mental battle of that and healing and getting better, of course. But on the other side of that, being in a quarterback room, watching film, talking to Gardner Minshew, maybe seeing Gardner Minshew tweak out a few games and fuck up and seeing that's not what I'm going to do. And also maybe seeing a couple times where Gardner Minshew dogs out and maybe wins us a game. Who knows? Even a Browns game that's coming up this weekend against one of the best offenses statistically in the league. That's how he's going to learn. So I get the conversation, right, about one of the biggest things with Richardson is, like, he didn't get a lot of reps. He needs those in-game reps. And I'm, like, the biggest person always. I said this all the time on season 1 of Garretts Football show. Is like, with Pickett, the best way to get a rookie better is to play him. But at the same time, everything is situational. Not when he's getting fucking hurt every single game that he plays, and not when it's at the detriment with him getting hurt is just getting progressively worse. Just to go back, even for the people who are right, where even, let's say Anthony Richardson could have played, and maybe there's a world where, we win that Jags game and Anthony Richardson says, you know what, I'm going to play because I love the Colts so much and I'm so much of a dog and I can play this out. And he goes back in and he plays 3 or 4 weeks and then he falls on that shoulder again, making a similar decision, and he gets hurt. And we all just wanted him to play. Now everybody else is more shitty. Well, now we're going to be less patient with him because he's going to be hurt for even longer. As opposed to, okay, now, I don't even think that's the case. But even if we say you're right, it's worse for the Colts. This is the best position, I think, for a quarterback that's, how old is Anthony Richardson? For a quarterback who's 21 years old, 22 years old. This is the best position for a quarterback who is 21 years old, whose athleticism is not going anywhere, whose arm is not going anywhere, his talent and ability, it's God-given. That's not going anywhere. Him maybe sitting down and watching film and being in an NFL locker room, still being around and the guys, still learning, still being in a quarterback room. Maybe he comes back next year, and a lot of the decisions we were seeing him make this year that led to him getting injured, led to him getting concussions, led to him starting 4 games and I think getting hurt in 3 of them. Maybe all that is gone because he has the opportunity to learn in a different way. There's more than one way to learn. So I don't think the development question, I don't like that either. And I think it's just a patience. We just want to see him out there play and do hard-ass shit on Sundays and be drunk at Colts games or watching Colts games and talking to our friends saying Anthony Richardson's doing hard-ass shit. But at the end of the day, I'm 23 years old. I want to be 27, 28, 29 watching Anthony Richardson in an AFC championship game. And the way he gets there is by learning the way he learns. And I think for this nigga right here, I may be wrong. Maybe his best decision or his best thing, it's God's plan for him to watch and learn instead of playing and learning. Because I think someone like him, he's the type to where he just has it in him to just go in and play. So I think let's let him watch and learn for a little bit. And what's the last thing? There's another conversation I wanted to have with this. Let's see. What did I just say? I said about the conversation of them faking it. I said the conversation about just now with if it's going to hurt his development. What else do I want to say with the Colts? That might be it. I'm going to leave it at that because whatever it is, if I think of something, I'll come back around to it. I thought I had something else, maybe not. Bear with me. Where am I shit at? Thought I had another one. But now let's get into tonight's game. What are we, 30 minutes away? I know I have something else with the Colts. It's going to come back to me in the middle of me thinking about it. But let's get into the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Saints. This game on paper is a lot of things, but I'll say first off, it's a Thursday night game between 2 struggling offenses. It looks like it could probably be a lot of shit. It looks like it could be a low-scoring game that's probably boring to watch, but that's not what you want to hear. So let's get into the statistics of who's going to win this game. On paper, it should be the Jacksonville Jaguars. On paper, it should be the Jacksonville Jaguars because their offense, well, first off, they have the more impressive win. They're 4-2. They had a rough start, beat the Colts twice, beat the Falcons, a team that's also struggling with a terrible quarterback, but they beat the Bills. But the Bills are a struggling offense, but it's still the Bills. Who have the Saints beat? I know they lost to the Packers in a 17-point lead. Let's see. They beat the Titans, the Panthers, Patriots. None of those are impressive wins. So okay. Jaguars have the most impressive win. Jaguars definitely have the better quarterback on paper, Trevor Lawrence. And Jaguars are on the better streak right now. I think we just looked at it they've won 2 of the last 3 games. And even on this bullshit ESPN thing right here, they're saying it's a 57% chance that the Jaguars are going to win this game. Okay, but let's see what FanDuel says. I'm going to tell you what FanDuel says before it even pulls it up. It has a Jacksonville Jaguars, or as the Saints, -1.5. And let's look at a couple of other things. First, let's look at what each of these teams want to do. And I'm going to just say what I'm thinking right now. I think on paper the Jaguars should win this game, but if I'm putting money on it and who I think is going to win, and for the bet that I'm going to give, the bet's more towards the Jaguars, but I think the Saints are going to win this game. So let's just break this down a little bit. Let's see what each of these teams want to do. All right, first let's go with where I want to start with Saints. Damn, my shit's fucking up. Saints. Defensively, let's start off with this. This is from Fox Sports 2023 NFL defensive rankings. I don't like this article that much just because in overall defense, it has the Steelers. Last week, they had us at like 20-something, something crazy. They have us at 30 right now. The numbers, numbers are really good, but sometimes numbers are exaggerative because the Steelers, the amount of takeaways they get, the effect that they have on the game, but that's another conversation. Okay. But this is Fox Sports article, and it is pretty good. Let's look at the total defense where the Saints are at. 5th. Passing defense, 5th. Rushing defense, this is important. They are ranked 9th, so their rushing defense is a little bit worse. What the Jaguars are going to want to do, what the Jaguars offense is going to want to do all night is rush the ball. With Travis Etienne, for some reason, like, the offense throwing wise hasn't been going the best through the Jaguars, through Trevor Lawrence. And the easiest way to see this is look at what they're doing, like what they're deciding to do more in each of their games. Let's see, Jacksonville. Can you see this? Let me make the camera smaller. They're running the ball more. Damn. They're running the ball more in every single game. In every single game, you can tell that's what they're wanting to do. Let me get this shit straight. All right. This is against the Falcons, 23-7 win. They have 32 attempts, 23 throws. All right. Let's go back to the Jags. Let's go back. Falcons, let's see. In their Bills win, what do they do? In their Bills win, what do they do? I can tell you what they're going to do. They're going to rush it more than they throw. 40 for 25. Let's just not even make this too much of a thing than it needs to be. Let's just go to one more game. What we want to see. Even in a loss to the Chiefs. I'm just picking them here randomly. 18 carries, 23. I was wrong. Look here. They lost the game, and what happened? They tried to throw the ball more than they wanted to run it. So that's what we can say right from the bat. The Saints have a ninth-ranked defense, or rushing defense to be exact, and the Jaguars are going to rush the ball or want to run the ball more and want to carry it through Travis Etienne. I feel like he's going to get a touchdown first of all, but also with that's going to be interesting to see how well he does running and how many sacks that the Jags give up. Because I think I saw something this year also, or another stat where I think Trevor Lawrence is one of the most sacked quarterbacks this year, interestingly enough. So that's going to be something to look out for. They're going to want to throw the ball, or they're going to want to run the ball more. Now, on the flip side of that, looking at the Jaguars defense and the Saints offense, the Saints are definitely wanting to throw the ball more. Derek Carr, Chris Olave, Slant Thomas. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name for a second. Michael Thomas. They're definitely going to want to throw the ball more than that. They're going to want to rush it. Alvin Kamara's just only played 3 games, been back for a little bit amount of time. So that's what you're going to want to look at with that. But the special thing about this is when you look at the Jaguars defense, and this is just numbers, you never know if numbers, they can be misleading. But Jaguars, their total defense, where are they ranked? I think, let me find them. 21 in total defense, passing defense. Keep in mind, Saints are going to want to pass the ball more than they're going to run it tonight. At least that's what I'm predicting. They're 31st in their rushing defense. This is where they're good, is 3rd. So first off, it is something to look at with the Jags, and the Jaguars last week completely obliterated the Colts O-line and are part of the reason why Minshew started tweaking out. Look at how much time Derek Carr has in the pocket. Also, look at maybe Alvin Kamara to not have the best night. I think it's possible he could get a touchdown. Maybe they use him in the red zone, but I don't see him. I wonder what his. I don't even want to go into looking at that. I wonder what his over on yards is, though, because I feel like Alvin Kamara probably won't have the best of games. But I think because this is in. Let me see. This is in New Orleans, right? Yeah. I think this is a home game because this is a home game for the Saints. Because the Jags lost both of their, have only won their games for real in fucking England. They beat the Colts twice. Anthony Richardson's first game where he got hurt, and a second game in Jacksonville. We haven't beat them in Jacksonville in God knows how long, and where Gardner Minshew just started to tweak out and have the worst game of his career. And then they beat the Bills, a struggling offense. Who knows what's happening with them? Like, those are four questionable wins. And I said last week I'm not impressed with the Jags, and we're impressed with their offense. I have a low-scoring game. Saints winning. Low-scoring game, Saints win. But if the Jags win, it's going to be because the Travis Etienne just has a monster game and he's able to just run as crazy as he wants on the Jags. What else do I want to talk about? I think that's all I have with that. A couple bets that I want to say with this is I'm going to say, first start off with this. I think first drive of the game is going to end in a punt because both of these teams, their struggling offenses, A, and B, I feel like I just looked at I looked at their first couple of drives for the last 3 or 4 games they played in, and whether they got the ball or not on both sides, these teams, they both punted the ball. B, Travis Etienne's over yards. Go look at that. Now that I'm at the end of the show, I'm going to go and look at what this is on my phone really quickly. Or let's just do it on the pew. Let's see. But I feel like you definitely should go over on Travis Etienne. Let's see. Over 68.5. I would do an alternate on him. Travis Etienne. I would go Travis Etienne over 50 yards at minus 290. I'm going that. And then I also think there's going to be an interception because of the defensive play. There's going to be an interception by somebody. I'll let you pick that, but I think it's going to be Trevor Lawrence. And then, yeah, that's 3 that I gave. That's 3 picks. Use them as a parlay or use them how you want. But first, I'm going to say that I have Travis Etienne over 50 yards. I have the first drive result in a punt. And I have, what was the third thing I said? First drive result. An interception by somebody. One of those two, Derek Carr or shit. Why can't I think? What can I think right now? Passing props. Derek Carr or Trevor Lawrence. But I'm going to go Trevor Lawrence because of just the better Saints defense. And the Saints, I think, are going to need that for that game, for them to win this game. But I got Saints tonight. On betting, if you want to be safe, maybe go with the Jaguars because they're their hotter team right now. And they are kind of the better offense as far as the quarterback goes. But what's been happening with both of these teams this year, I think I do have the Saints winning this game in New Orleans. All right. What else do I want to talk about? That was a quick 30 minutes. Yeah. If you watch, we're going to get to the outro. If you watch 1 minute of this, thank you. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, I appreciate it. That was October 19th, Thursday night episode edition of Garretts Football Show. I'm starting to get more used to the stream, so we're maybe going to do something a little bit longer soon, but I like these shorter, 30-minute episodes. Subscribe to GS Studios. Follow on Instagram and TikTok at GS Studios. Turn the notifications on YouTube so every time I go live, you'll see it. And I think I'm going to go into this Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday type of theme with the streams, but I appreciate the support. And I appreciate anyone that watched.